The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos is holding a grand campaign rally in Taguig City to possible voters in the area. Marlene Alcaide will give us the details.
Riza, a day after the Uniteam's campaign rally in Manila, Marcos Jr. and his Uniteam are now here in Taguig, a city with almost 450,000 registered voters. Supporters have started flocking to the Arca South early this morning for the grand rally. Free t-shirt printing services were also offered to them, provided that they bring their own shirts. A lot of people took up the offer and patiently waited in line. In 2016, Marcos Jr. lost to former Senator Alan Cayetano in Taguig in the vice presidential election, as the city is known to be the bailiwick of the latter. There are reports that Marcos Jr. will campaign for mayoral candidate Arnel Serafika, who is seeking to end the Cayetano clan's hold in Taguig's top post for more than a decade. This, though, has yet to be confirmed. With only 2 weeks before the May polls, the Uniteam has been going around Metro Manila, the second most vote-rich region in the country with 7.3 million registered voters. Marcos Jr. is hopeful to win NCR again, as he did in the 2016 election, where he won by a large margin of over 820,000 votes over rival Vice President Leni Robredo. Riza.
Thank you for that report, Marlene Alcaide. Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of Kakamping celebrated Vice President Leni Robredo's birthday with a massive rally in Pasay City on Saturday. More than 400,000 volunteers and supporters attended the event along Macapagal Avenue. The rally, dubbed as Araw Natin To, featured more than 50 volunteer artists, bands, and celebrities, including Asia's Songbird, Regine Velasquez, Ogie Alcacid, Janu Gibbs, Vice Ganda, megastar Sharon Cuneta, and many more.
I am proud of Ma'am Leni's and Kiko's track records. My children are a part of your generation. I want my grandchildren to be as proud as my children will be and as you will all be pag nanalo si Ma'am Leni at si Kiko. So fight, exercise your right to vote. Do not give the Philippines away. Do not give your right away. Do not give your future away.
Sa gabi nito, official kong ini-endorse ang susunod na Pangulo ng Republika ng Pilipinas, Leni Robredo! Pag si Leni Robredo ang ating ibinoto, tayong mga Pilipino ang mananalo!
In her speech, Robredo urged the public to fight off fake news and not to vote for liars and thieves because the country will suffer if they are put into office.
Huwag din tayong mapagod sa paglaban sa fake news. Yun po yung pagkukulang ko din nung nakaraang 6 years. Alam nyo po, nung nakaraang 6 years, napakaraming fake news sinasabi sa akin, pero hindi ko masyadong pinapansin kasi sabi ko, istorbo lang. Pero mali pala ako. Kailangan pag fake news, sinasabi kaagad natin na kasinungalingan yan, at yung kasinungalingan, palitan natin ng katotohanan. Pag ito pong eleksyon na to, ang magpapanalo sa mga kandidato kasinungalingan, kawawa yung bayan natin. Kaya po yung hinihiling ko sa inyo, sabay-sabay po tayo sa laban na ito. Sa pagbukas po natin ang ating mga puso, sa pagpahaba natin ng ating mga pasensya, siguraduhin din natin pinapalitan natin ang mga kasinungalingan ng katotohanan.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The UAAPI is a closed-circuit environment for the women's volleyball tournament, which opens on May 5. League President Nonong Calanog said the Board of Managing Directors will decide by next week if the arrangement will be implemented. Under a closed-circuit system, athletes may return to their homes and just go back to play on game days with constant testing in place. The UAAP 84 men's basketball tournament, however, will remain under a full bubble setup for the rest of the season.
Now that we more or less have the hang of organizing a tournament with these particular protocols, we can now actually see or project if we can actually continue to run a tournament safely now within a closed circuit setup. That is something that we may have to decide by next week.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. At least 210 fresh COVID-19 cases were recorded on Saturday, bringing the country's total caseload to above 3,680,000. Some 61 new deaths were also logged. The health department says some areas saw an increase in infections as mobility intensified during the Holy Week. Meanwhile, another oil price hike is set to be implemented on Tuesday. DOE Oil Industry Management Bureau Director Rino Abad, however, did not disclose the amount of the increase to avoid influencing oil firms on the price hike. And Russia continues its attempt to crush the last Ukrainian defenders at a steel plant in Mariupol, days after Moscow said it did not need to take the plant. The Ukrainian government, meanwhile, says the United States Secretaries of State and Defense are set to visit the country as Russia's invasion enters its third month. And for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.